Hey there, it's Jeff with Giroux Camping Adventures. Today I'm going to show you how I install an onboard air system in this 2020 F350. Let's get going. All right, you're watching me remove the back bracket that is included with the ARB CKMTA12 twin compressor. I found that the template that they include, which is a piece of paper, it has 8 holes on it, and it doesn't line up with the actual bracket holes. So as you're drilling through your mounting spot, keep that in mind. My tip is to remove the mounting bracket holes, and now you have the bracket. I lined this up on the side of the bed, drilled my pilot holes, made some bigger holes, and then I was able to mount it. I had a helper because the unit weighs about 20 pounds, so I was under the wheel well and a helper was inside the bed holding it up while we mounted it. Yeah, here's my helper. I haven't started yet. All right, hold on. This is the section where I do the Viair 2.5 gallon tank. I prep the tank by covering the holes with duct tape because I'm going to be drilling and I don't want any shavings to get inside the tank. I'm using stainless steel bolts, nuts, and washers. You'll notice that I'm drilling holes in the side of the mounting brackets that are already welded on the tank. I'm not going to be able to use the included holes, so I'm using 2 new side holes, drilling with some drill bits and then some step drill bits. Now I'm using the new holes and I'm comparing it with the crossbeam that holds the spare tire up on the truck. Drilling some pilot holes and then I'll increase the size with some step-up drill bits. All right, looks good. Let's drill bigger. Woo! All right, let's go through. Come on! Woo! Next drill bit. Make these holes bigger now from the back. I got 4-inch. I think I need 3.5. Let's see if it fits first. This is loose, so watch out, I'm gonna hit you in the head. Ouch! I think my bolts are too big. Oh, they are, they're too big. I should have gotten a 3.5 inch. So I need to go to the store and get the next size smaller, then we'll come back. Here we go. Shorter bolts this time. I don't know if it's tightening or not. Oh yeah, it's going on. It's just taking a while. Oh my gosh. Let's try a different angle. Let's put my foot up and prop it. Now I can see. I'll get it. I'll get it. There we go. One down. Ugh. Oh man, I should have not done that one so tight. Hold on. The next day, I tried to lower the tank, but the nuts seized up on me. I had to use a Sawzall, and you can see the paint scraped up on the crossbeam. I went to the hardware store and got some lock spring washers and some regular nuts. This is the end result.
Hey guys, so if you notice, I have my tank holes covered in tape. That way they keep clean. What I'm doing now is making sure that when I raise my spare tire, do I have access to this hole? So there's a drain plug. I'm gonna see how easy it is to reach when the tire is up. I've already checked this, but I wanna check it again. That's what I'm doing. All right, check this out. I'm gonna have 2 drain holes, one for here. This will go in the manifold on the side, and then this one is gonna go on the spare tire so I can reach it. There's an extender. Steel braided line from ARB, compressor to manifold, flare end with an MPT threaded male. It goes into a Viair 6-port manifold. I got a drain valve, some extra plugs, a swivel 90. This will go to the tank. Another swivel 90. This will lead up to the front where the control panels are for the air paddle. This ball valve then has a connection, and that goes to the train horns. We go into the tank area. This is the safety valve, push to connect to the air chuck. Pressure regulator. This is the bulkhead receiver for the air chuck to drill into the bumper. Plug on the top because it's too close to the top of the bed and I don't need it. Plug for the back left. This swivel 90 leads to the manifold to deliver air to the tank. This is my extended drain valve. I'm going to hook this up to the bottom of the tank so I can easily reach it and drain when needed. Check it out, work lights for my project, baby. Let there be light. Okay, here we go, here we go. Oh, this is better. It's late at night, so I gotta whisper. This is the compressor. I'll show you more later, or maybe I already did in the video, but we're in the front right area, passenger side. This is the compressor. That's the drain hole where the line's going. I need to put an elbow on here, but it's rubbing up against the case. So I'm gonna take the 4 bolts off and lift this a little bit. The front case is a 10mm, and there's 4. One in the back, one here, and one here. These bolts were pretty loose. You guys should check your bolts and make sure everything's tight. I've already checked some of these other ones and I took the bracket off and I made those tight, but I haven't checked these yet. Also, you should probably do this before you mount it. Put your fitting in, that is. You're supposed to be able to pull on this from the bottom and it loosens somewhere. There's a way to do this. It says you can do it in the book. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you where I'm putting the train horns because it took me a couple days, but I think I know where I want them. So one horn is facing down, bolted to the side of the bed. Let's take a look under here. This is the back right passenger side. And right up there, I have the first train horn. This is the main one with the solenoid valve pointing straight down, and it stops right about there. This bracket has 4 holes to drill into your mounting location, and then you have threaded holes to mount the horns themselves. So these go in here with some spring washers and lock nut washers. I'm gonna drill that one bigger, and I did that one and this one. And then this will mount to the truck, middle horn, small horn, and this one will stay open. All right, here's a test mount just to show you guys what it looks like. The kit looks like this, but I'm only gonna use 2, 1 and 2. I put tape on this to help prevent scratches. These are kind of loose, so you can wiggle them and put them in. You make sure you torque them later, but I'm gonna size this and make sure my holes are lined up because I'm going to drill into the bottom of the bed for 3 holes. Okay, I got my drill points. Let's drill. Let's come up to the top. Here's the pilot holes we just drilled. They line up right in the grooves. That way I can kind of copy the bolt design for the underhitch, and stuff can slide over without hitting the bolts. 1, 2, 3. Stepping up to the next drill bit, which is 5/16, and this one is good enough for the bolts to go right through in a good fit. Hey there. All right, this is the air chuck, and this is a bulkhead female. I'm gonna drill a hole into the bumper area. This will attach, and then we'll screw this into the female. I'm gonna line up the air chuck so it's directly under the key release right here for the spare tire. So this is my hole. Let's go a little bit more. Quick tip, use sharp drill bits. Check out that smoke, that was sweet. Also, you should be wearing safety glasses. Let's put those on. The diameter is 3/4. You don't wanna go too big. You can also step up again. So let's go 3/4 and test the fitting. It's close, 1 more step. All right, let's come from the back. A little bit bigger. Let's get this female bulkhead inserted. This head is a 1 inch, so hold on the back, tighten the front. Let's go. A couple more connections to go. This is gonna go to the air chuck in case I have different tools. I need to change the PSI for the air and then a ball valve so I can easily hook up the quick connect. Sometimes with a 150 PSI or pressure, depending on your air chuck, it gets hard to do the quick release. I saw this from Big Truck, Big RV. I'm gonna try to do the same thing. Hey there. Oh, I decided here, I think this is the best. I'm gonna put it here. This gives the line enough room to come out. I'm gonna put it in conduit so it doesn't rough up. And then I put this 90 on here and wrap to the chuck in the back. Let's get going. Woo! All right, there's some thick steel here. This is the hitch that came with the truck, and there's a nice big gap under here. So I'm gonna drill a hole and put a stainless steel bolt and a lock nut on this side to hold the pressure regulator. Make sure you got some good drill bits. I'm gonna check the hole and make sure my second hole lines up before I drill into my pencil marking. I'll be right back. My hole lines up. Perfect. Good enough. It's not going anywhere. Let's do our last couple fittings. I'm really hoping after I do all of this that there's no leaks. Leaks shouldn't be too hard to fix. You just either tighten it a little bit more, or if you have a bad part, you can swap out the part. If you have a bad airline, that's too bad, and you might have to run a new one. If you have a bad airline cut, that could be fixed by making sure you have a little bit extra airline. If you need to cut off the end because you messed up, then you have that extra run. Some of my runs go from the airbag all the way up to the glove compartment, so that's about 20 feet, and I don't want to do that again. And I also don't want connectors in between, because every connector is another break in the line that you have to deal with. Oh, I might have just made that worse. Tighten it as much as you can with your hand. Let's spin it some more. All right, next one. Ooh, nice. Okay, here's the last one. Oh, all right, sweet. Hey guys, all right, doing some test fitting here. I got this string, and I plan on getting the ARB steel braided hose line. It's 39 inches. So I'm just cutting this string to 39 inch and measuring with some slack in the bed. Coming down below, you'll see the end of that line, and I'm gonna connect to a 6-port manifold right here. And then I can split the line to the tank, and I can have a line running up to the front. I'll explain more why later, but basically I'm short 1 port, and this helps divvy out the lines anyways. Yes. Hey guys, let's work on this manifold. Some of these fittings do not have tape or some of this red goo. So I'm gonna put some tape on here. I've already done 1 plug. I'm gonna do the other one, this ball valve, and this guy, and then some thread sealant. Here we go. So this one's good. We got 1 plug and 2 plugs. These have something on them already. I don't know what this is. I think this is not thread tape, but some other material. Now, when I did the tank fittings, I just sealed over these. I didn't bother taping those, so I'm gonna call these good. This section is good, and we'll put some on the ball valve here. All right, we're on our last 2 connections. This is the ball valve for the train horns. This is going to be the compression fitting that will connect the airline. So I'll do the ball valve first. If you're asking why have a ball valve, I wanted a way to turn off the air horn line just in case there was a solenoid problem, or I'm working on it for maintenance and someone accidentally hits the upfitter and then the train horns go off. That'd be bad news and really loud. This ball valve is almost like a breaker in the system. So if you think of electrical, you have fuses and breakers. Well, in my airline, I have a ball valve for safety. So let's do it. And I decided to use this compression fitting because I had one from the Viair fitting kit. And since the train solenoid is a compression fitting, I decided to match both ends. I'm using push to connect on most of the other things. The train horns have a solenoid valve for twist. There's also push to connects on those. The air paddle is a push to connect on the back. So we'll see how the system does over time with leaks. I'm using this because that's what I have, and the train horn matches the other end. No other reason. Also, when you're doing your Viair air tank install, all these fittings do not come with it. You have to order the fittings. So this is done. Once again, make sure you don't have anything inside. And I found that for the compression fittings, make sure you tighten the compression head. Otherwise, when you try to twist this in, you're gonna twist the compression head and then you're gonna end up getting goo all over. Get it in by hand as much as you can. It didn't really go in that far. I have thread tape on there and a lot of thread sealant. Actually, there's no thread tape on there. Backtrack, that's just the one with the red stuff. Let's tighten it. Stop talking. Yeah, stop talking, you talk too much. Well, it's only 11:55 p.m. here right now. Most of my work is being done at night because I work during the day. And lately, it's been hot outside. This week is getting up to 95. So I've been waiting till after work. Then the sun sets and then I have a bunch of shade on the driveway. So I'm just gonna tighten until it feels pretty good. It's really tight right now and I could probably stop, but you know me, I like to go a little bit more. Here we go. I think that's good. Time to mount the Viair 6-port manifold. Port 1 for compressor, 2 and 3 are plugs, 4 is going to the air tank, 5 is going to the air paddle, 6 is going to the train horn. As a safety, I have a ball valve so I can turn off the train horn just in case. On the back, you can see that there's some bolts that hold the manifold in place. You can position this either way, but as a result, the nuts on the back cause the mounting bracket to not sit flush. So as you tighten the bolt right here, it's gonna end up going like this against your flat surface. To fix that, I have more stainless steel equipment, 5/16 washers. It's gonna go through the passenger frame rail, and then on the other side of the hole, I'll have one more washer and a stop nut thread. We're gonna try to mount right here, and when we pop out the other side, we'll be on this bracket. Notice I can't drill from this side because the exhaust is in the way. I had to go to the hardware store real quick and get some longer drill bits. So I got a variety of 6-inch and 12-inch of a 5/16 and 3/8. Here is the manifold mounted on the passenger frame near the back seat. Here's the back side of the bolt, washer and stop thread nut. Yes, that is officially the last thing we have to mount. Everything else is air lines. Now it's really hot today and I gotta do some work. So we're gonna do the air lines at night when it's nice and cool. We'll come back later. Oh, of course the thing's in the way. I was gonna show you me drilling, but this running board thing is in the way. I'll come back to you. How many bolts was that? 2? One more. Ah, oh, dirt in the face. Come on. Okay, it's starting to come off. I see it. Just make sure it doesn't fall off. Seems pretty light. Wiggle, wiggle. Okay, that's good. Thanks. Woo! All right. I'm back. We're gonna do airlines today, or tonight. And we'll run some red line tapping into the airbags. The black line will go to the tank, to the air chuck, 6-port manifold. Lots of work. Let's get going. Here's the 1/2-inch conduit. Red will go to the airbag. The black is gonna go to the air tank via the manifold. Both of those are meant for the air paddle, so we can adjust the airbag pressure in the glove box. Here's a quick look at the air lines coming through the glove box. Red for airbag, black for the manifold air tank. You can see the conduit running along the back, and then it curves up in the corner, and there's plenty of room to push this in and out after you do your air leak test. Let's move to the floor, and you'll see the conduit hole right here with the conduit running along the wires. Make sure to do a quick sanity check and validate that your sides close with your conduit in the way. Here's a look at the air paddle, air tank line, and the air paddle line. We'll leave it sitting out so we can do some air leak checks once everything is connected. Guys, you are looking at the very last air connection. I thought I'd film this one outside of time lapse so you can enjoy it just as much as me. Here we go. Speed walkthrough of all the connections. Air paddle, conduit, running through up the back, behind the fuse, through the carpet, through the floor, underneath. It meets up with the manifold, comes into a port. Air tank goes into this port. Air horns go into this port. I can shut them off manually with a ball valve. Air compressor comes up the steel braided line. Under the truck, 2.5 gallon air tank. Here's our safety valve. Here's our air chuck going to the back. It routes around the hitch, plugs into the pressure regulator, goes right back up, and goes into the bumper. We have a drain valve looking on the driver's side. The manifold connection, which leads up to the front, along with the airbag, which is T-valve. And notice I have a T-valve for a manual Schrader valve fill as well. Each airbag is connected to that location. The conduit joins both lines, goes to the front, and pops out right in there. It's literally been all night and I am done. I'm gonna go to bed or have coffee and just stay up. Today is full test day, but don't get too excited because I can't do it quite yet. Still morning time. Remember, I've been up all night. It was dark and now it's light. Okay guys, see you in a bit.
Thanks for watching part 1 of the onboard air system install. Make sure to hit subscribe and like and comment, and stick around for the rest of the videos in this playlist to learn about electrical and the full load test. See you guys.